Good evening, everyone. Welcome to California Today. I'm your host, David Lam. Here's a look at some of today's top stories. There is now a winner for the billion-dollar Powerball lottery jackpot. Entity visits the store that sold the winning ticket. A former tax attorney shares how taxes work when it comes to lottery prizes. She says these wins are considered to be gambling income, so be prepared to report them to the IRS. And an ice cream man was recently robbed 3 times at gunpoint. The suspects still remain at large. First up, we have some big news today. Only one ticket in the entire country matched all 6 Powerball numbers drawn Wednesday night. The winning ticket for the billion-dollar jackpot hails from none other than Southern California. Entity's Christina Corona spoke to the co-owner of the store that sold that ticket.
Well, it's happened again. The $1 billion Powerball winning ticket was once again sold here in California. Las Palmitas Mini Market in downtown LA is filled with excitement and joy.
The numbers from Wednesday night's game were 7, 10, 11, 13, 24, and red Powerball 24. Las Palmitas Mini Market will now receive a bonus of $1 million from the California Lottery. We spoke with Angelica Menjivar, the co-owner of Las Palmitas Mini Market, who shares her joy about selling the winning ticket.
We find out happy, excited, but I think that we are more excited for the winner. Yeah. Winner. So congratulations to the winner. We don't know if it's a girl, boy, guy, lady. We don't know yet, nothing. But I feel that she or he will be so happy with this.
Angelica told us her mom owns the convenience store and what their plans are with their $1 million bonus.
Oh, she's really humble person, so she's like really happy too. So we are, as a family, we are so happy. No, we don't have any plans yet. I think so life is keep going, so like any normal day, so keep going, life is easy, so keep going and moving on, that's it.
Lottery officials said on Thursday morning that the mystery winner hadn't stepped forward to cash in the ticket yet, but has 1 year to claim the prize.
We're standing here today wondering if the person who bought the ticket even realizes it yet. We won't know at the lottery, the public won't know until somebody comes forward and claims that prize. So they have to claim the prize and then go through a vetting process at the California Lottery to ensure they are the legitimate winner.
If the winner chooses to take the lump sum, the cash value of the winning ticket is $558.1 million before federal taxes. This Powerball jackpot eluded players for 3 months before it was finally hit in the 39th drawing of the jackpot run. Every ticket played is a win for the state's public schools, colleges, and universities.
The California Lottery raised nearly $80 million for public schools just from this one game, just from the last 3 months.
This was the 3rd largest Powerball jackpot and 6th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever won.
Las Palmitas Mini Market struck luck when their store sold the $1 billion winning Powerball ticket, turning their small business into a celebrated destination overnight. Christina Corona, NTD News, Los Angeles.
Now, with the billion-dollar jackpot won, the lucky winner can go home with a large lump of money, and schools will also get a cut of the prize. But just how much does this commission give to schools? Well, let's take a look and find out.
While half of the California lottery revenue goes to the lottery pool prize, a portion is required to be dispersed to the state's schools. That includes local schools as well as the UC, CSU, and community college systems. In the 2021-22 fiscal year, the lottery made more than $8 billion. $2 billion of that went to schools. Now, how much each county and their school districts get depends on average daily student attendance. Among the counties in Northern California, Sacramento County received the most lottery revenue, about $45 million. They're followed by San Joaquin County and Stanislaus County. Within Sacramento County, Elk Grove Unified shared the largest part, with $9.4 million in the first 2 quarters of the fiscal year. San Juan Unified received the second largest share, and Sacramento Unified received the third largest. Since 2020, the state auditor found that the lottery had not been adjusting the payments to schools to go with increasing revenues. Since then, the Lottery Commission has put recommendations from the auditor in place.
Now, if you're the lottery winner, don't get too excited about the $1 billion prize yet. That's because the winner still has to pay taxes on the big winning, even if you get some sort of windfall unexpectedly. It is time to find out about the tax consequences. NTD's David Zhang spoke with San Jose State University professor of taxation and former IRS tax attorney Carolyn Chen. Here's their conversation.
Good evening, Caroline. How is tax reporting handled for winning jackpots?
So if you're lucky enough to win, one of the first things that you're going to have to think about is, other than, celebrating first, is going to pay your taxes. And so the winnings will be taxed federally, and you will have to pay that amount immediately upon receiving any money.
Well, one question people often ask is it better to take the lump sum or annuity?
So I think making that choice is somewhat dependent on your personal circumstances. If you decide to take the annuity based on the current amount of the Powerball at $1 billion, you'd be receiving $30 million per year. But of course, you can't forget about your taxes. So every time you receive that payment, you would actually also have to pay taxes. Now, the option to receive it in one lump sum, you wouldn't be getting the full $1 billion. You'd be getting a lesser amount dependent on present value of money. And you would pay the taxes on that lump sum at the time that you receive it. So it's sort of like one payment of tax on that lump sum versus multiple payments of tax over the 30 years. So most winners, from my understanding, choose to receive it in one lump sum.
If someone wins the $1 billion jackpot, would that be considered as income or a capital gain? Will he have to get a 1099 form?
Lottery winnings are considered to be gambling income. And so it would be income. You'd be receiving a 1099 from the state, and they would, or maybe perhaps Powerball, and they would be reporting exactly what they paid to you.
Well, this may be a silly question, but that's how you can tell I had never won anything big in my life. But can the winner deduct the $2 spent on the lottery ticket purchase as investment expense?
Yes, actually, absolutely you can. Gambling income is allowed to be offset by any of your gambling losses. So let's say you've been playing the Powerball and you've been spending quite a bit of money to buy all of the tickets, then you would be able to deduct that from winning the actual jackpot itself. And as we know, given the odds are 1 in 292.2 million, you probably been playing quite a bit in order to put yourself in the ability to win.
Do the same rules apply to any type of casino gambling or winning something like the Dream House raffle in the Bay Area or finding the treasure chest in Utah?
Yeah, actually the same rules are supposed to apply. If you are playing any sort of raffle or lottery or even going on a treasure hunt, if you do actually win, any winnings are considered to be income.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for the useful tips. And if you don't see me back on air tomorrow, you will know why.
Well, good luck to you then.
Thank you.
Speaking of money, for Apple fans, a first-generation iPhone was auctioned for over 300 times its original price. It's factory sealed and in pristine condition, making it an ideal collector's item.
A first-generation iPhone was sold at an auction for over $190,000, almost 380 times its original price of $499 when the groundbreaking device went for sale in 2007. LCG Auctions, which hosted the sale, said the 4GB iPhone model was 20 times rarer than the 8GB model released at the same time for $599. That's largely because the 4GB model was discontinued 2 months after launch since customers preferred the larger memory size. The founder of LCG Auction said, "A new bar was set Sunday night. We are thrilled to be part of this fantastic record-breaking sale." It is the third original iPhone to sell for record prices at auction in the past year. An 8GB model sold for over $63,000 in February, and another 8GB model fetched about $39,000 in October 2022. All were factory sealed in their original packaging. The iPhone is one of the world's most successful electronic products and helped make Apple the first publicly held company with a $3 trillion market value.
And in Northern California city of Oakland, an elderly ice cream man was robbed 3 times in the past week. The suspects drove away and have not been caught yet.
An 82-year-old man was robbed at gunpoint 3 times in Oakland. The street vendor, Don Juan, sells ice cream for a living to pay for his rent. Video footage shows 2 people coming out of a black Ford Edge. They patted him down to take his cash. When they're done, they drove off. 2 GoFundMe pages have been set up for Juan. Together, they raised about $36,000 for him. All proceeds will go to Juan directly.
Tesla is recalling nearly 16,000 of its 2021-2023 Model S and Model X vehicles due to a repair issue with the front row seatbelts on some cars. The company said a first row seatbelt was disconnected from its pre-tensioner anchor as part of a necessary step to perform a repair. But the seatbelts might not have been reconnected properly. Notification letters will be mailed to owners who have vehicles related to the recall. Tesla said it will perform free inspections and fix both first row seatbelts where necessary. Now we're going to take a short break, everybody, but here's a look at what we have for you when we come right back. A Chinese real estate developer has admitted to corruption charges. He's now in court for bribing a prominent San Francisco city official. With the state's growing homeless crisis, another issue is coming to light: waste disposal from homeless RVs. A former RV businessman says the issue is quite complicated. And a German Shepherd that was set to be euthanized got another chance at life. After rescuing him, his forever family then saved him again from cancer. These stories and more coming up on California Today. Welcome back to California Today, everybody. I'm your host, David Lam. Now, a Chinese real estate developer recently admitted to bribing a prominent San Francisco public official. He and his company will be fined and returned to court next month.
Zhang Li, founder of a Chinese real estate development company, appeared in the U.S. District Court on Wednesday night. The 70-year-old was charged with bribing the former head of the San Francisco Department of Public Works, Mohammed Nuru. A U.S. company that Li owns, called Z&L Properties, was also charged with honest services wire fraud for providing bribes and gifts to Nuru in exchange for favorable city treatment of his property's mixed-use project at 555 Fulton Street in San Francisco. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Zhang bribed Nuru with food, drinks, luxury lodging, and transportation during a trip Nuru took to China in 2018. In a statement, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Patrick Robbins said, "To those who seek to corrupt public officials in the United States, wherever they are, we will use the powers at our disposal to bring them to justice and hold them accountable to the rule of law." Zhang was originally charged in May 2021. He was arrested when he arrived in the United Kingdom in December 2022 and was extradited to the U.S. 6 months later. Under that agreement, if Zhang admitted to his charges, it would be dismissed in 3 years. In addition, Z&L Properties will plead guilty and agree to a remediation program designed to prevent bribery and corruption. It will pay a fine of $1 million. Another court hearing has been set for August 10th at 1:30 p.m. To date, more than 14 individuals and entities have been charged in connection to a larger set of investigations revolving around Mohammed Nuru and other public officials' corruption.
Now, a major insurance provider has recently stopped selling policies to new homeowners in California. The company says inflation and too many wildfires are driving costs up. Here's Entity's Bill Thomas with more.
Farmers Insurance is the latest major insurance provider that will limit new policies for Californians. The company is the state's second largest homeowners insurance carrier. In an emailed statement to the Epic Times, a spokesperson for the insurer said the cap on new homeowners policies began on July 3rd. Some reasons cited by the company include increased costs due to inflation and severe weather events, such as wildfires. But Farmers Insurance is not alone. Back in May, State Farm announced that it will no longer accept new policies in California. The company stated at the time that this was due to, quote, construction costs outpacing inflation, rapidly growing catastrophe exposure, and a challenging reinsurance market. And in June, Allstate also stopped selling new policies while citing wildfire risk. According to the California Department of Insurance, Farmers Insurance, State Farm, and Allstate combined account for 21.6% of the California market. The amount of homeowners who have lost coverage has increased dramatically in recent years. According to the Washington Examiner, non-renewal of home insurance policies soared by 30% in 2021 compared to just a year earlier. Bill Thomas, NTD News, California.
Another death has been reported at the hottest place on Earth. Officials believe an elderly man collapsed due to the high temperatures.
A 71-year-old man from Los Angeles died at a trailhead in Death Valley on Tuesday afternoon when temperatures soared to 121 degrees. According to park officials, he was found collapsed outside the restroom at the Golden Canyon Trail. He was wearing a sun hat and hiking clothes and carried a backpack. His car was in the parking lot. When other park visitors saw him lying there, they called 911. Authorities performed CPR on him, but he did not wake up. They have yet to determine the cause of his death, but say heat might have been a factor. This is possibly the second heat-related fatality in Death Valley this summer. A 65-year-old man died on July 3rd. Park rangers do not recommend hiking at low elevations after 10 a.m.
Tens of thousands of homeless people live in Los Angeles County, with many of them residing in RVs. This raises the question, where do the homeless's sewage end up? A former RV businessman says it's quite complicated.
Across Los Angeles County, around 6,800 RVs are occupied by almost 10,000 homeless people. That's according to the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority. So with all these RVs, what happens to the waste and sewage? Barry Cole, who used to run an RV business, told California Insider's Siamak Karami that in normal circumstances, sewage from RVs is collected from licensed service providers. But homeless people do not follow these regulations.
9,000 gallons a month are going into the wastewater system. That's the storm drain system, not the sewers. The storm drain carries it straight to the Santa Monica Bay.
He says rainstorms often wash litter, trash, chemicals, and debris into the ocean. But the situation and solution can be complicated. Ko says cleaning up these vehicles can be costly due to human waste being a factor.
I know there's people out there, and I would think that most of the people that are suffering from housing issues are most related to, I would say about 90% of them, to either some sort of a substance abuse problem or to mental health issues. I would think that's the issue, because you look at how they live, and it's not right. They need help. It's wrong. I think people want to help them, but we also have an interesting thing where you try to help them and they refuse to help.
Another part of the problem involves organized crime.
There are people that are buying these things from a wrecking yard, for example, and they tow them out to the street, and they control the turf. They control maybe, one block, and they charge rental and protection money, and you can live in this motorhome.
But he says there are potential solutions. One idea Ko proposes is for officials to target homelessness by dealing with their drug and mental problems.
I can tell you this, that Alex Villanueva, our sheriff, he started on this. He had his team. these people, these sheriff's officers, he brought everybody together. He started dealing with it, and he started taking care of this problem and getting housing, getting mental health treatment, addiction treatment, all of that. He did an incredible job. He started on it, and then ever since he's left, it just has stopped.
He ends by saying that many homeless people have compelling life stories, but he believes it's important not to be blinded by emotions when addressing the issue.
And to watch the full program, you can find California Insider on YouTube or Epic TV on the Epic Times website. And to wrap up the evening with a heartwarming story, a family that was going through a personal heartbreak has helped save a German Shepherd 30 minutes before he was going to be put down. Now, ever since welcoming the canine into their home, they've all received heart-filled happiness.
After the heartbreaking loss of her daughter, 34-year-old Tricia Bauer of San Bernardino came across on her Instagram feed Wilbur, later renamed Cooper, a 12-year-old German Shepherd. Bauer told the Epic Times, quote, "Last February, we lost our daughter, Millie. She was born without a heartbeat, and I went through this really dark time. Then, during the early morning hours before Christmas Eve in 2022, she came across a reel of a dog. Alongside the short video was a line stating, quote, 'I died tomorrow alone on this cold cement floor.' At that moment, Bauer was moved to comment and expressed her interest in the dog. The next morning, she woke up to a message from the organization stating that all the offers to help Wilbur had fallen through. Wilbur was going to be euthanized in the next 30 minutes. Bauer and her 10-year-old daughter made a mad dash to the shelter to save Wilbur, along with 5 additional puppies who were also set to be euthanized with only minutes to spare. Within the next 2 days, all the puppies found their forever homes, and the Bauer family adopted Wilbur, who they renamed Cooper. While grooming Cooper, the family found a large cancerous tumor on his neck. He underwent a risky surgery in January, and in the following month, as the couple commemorated their late daughter's first birthday, the family also received a call informing them that Cooper's pathology results had come back cancer-free. As Cooper was adopted by the Bauer family, he also assisted them in finding a memorial spot for Millie in the San Bernardino Mountains. Here, he held up a sign that read, "He beat cancer." Cooper also played a pivotal role in supporting the Bauers through the grieving process.
All right, everyone, that's all we've got for you tonight. We'd like you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcast at ntd.com/California-today. You'll also find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Ganjing World, or through our email, california.today@ntd.com. And if you'd like to share a news tip or let us know how we're doing, we'd love to hear from you. I'm David Lamb. Have a wonderful evening.